So it looks like Real Madrid are signing Nico Schlotterbeck, 26 years of age, 50 million release clause. It makes perfect sense. Now there have been some other options like Ruben Diaz, Bastoni, Thomas Araujo, and many others. But I think the only one that makes sense is Nico Schlotterbeck because of the 50 million release clause. The second option would have been Ruben Diaz. Now Ruben Diaz is worth 55 million. And unfortunately, Man City are not going to sell him for 55 million. They're going to sell him for definitely 60 million and up. So the only correct option is Nico Schlotterbeck, and I think quality wise and what he's going to do for us if he does join will be much more than Ruben Diaz and any other centre back currently on the market. So you're probably asking the question, what is he going to fix? How does he fix this defense? Now let me explain to you what type of centre back he is. He's a centre back that is similar to Dienhausen. However, Dienhausen is not on his level. Nico Schlotterbeck is a world-class centre-back, one of the best to be honest. And what he is best known for is his ball-playing ability. Now I will be honest with you, I don't think he's on Dienhausen's level when it comes to ball-playing. Because Dienhausen's ball-playing is generational. Now Nico Schlotterbeck is quite close to him. His ball-playing is also quite good. His long balls over the top. And he will put multiple of these in during a game. He performs so well on the ball. His ball control, he does well when he's pressured, at least from what I've seen. And he's performed in many big games. He played many times against Real Madrid, Barcelona, many other teams. Nico Schlotterbeck, in my opinion, he can become a starter immediately if he plays for Real Madrid. And he also is quite good at driving into the midfield. This is similar to what Dienhausen does, similar to what many ball-playing centre-backs does, such as Bastoni. Now Nico Schlotterbeck is a left-footed centre-back, and a left-footed centre-back is so important in a team. So I think if he's under pressure and he needs to perform in a big game, he is there and he's quite good at it. Real Madrid will have no issue with this guy starting him in important matches. He is in his prime. Matter of fact, he's a centre-back, so it's probably not even his prime yet. He will still hit his prime once he does join Real Madrid. Now what he's known for is aggressive defending. Now he is like a mix of Rudiger and Hausen. So therefore he can play both those roles in our defense. His left foot is magic. You can put in beautiful crosses, beautiful balls, non-stop. He has the stamina also to go for full 90 minutes. And then he also has that aggressiveness that Rudiger has. And this is important because when we go up against a Barcelona, Bayern Munich, all these top-class defenses, having a top-class centre-back like Nico Schlotterbeck will be important to stopping these world-class attackers that we are going to face. And he's strong in duels. It's rare that you see defenders beat him. Now I'm not saying he's unbeatable. He's quick. He's quite quick. He can catch up with attackers that ran past him. He's fast. He will run. And as I said, this guy doesn't get tired. And he uses his big frame quite well. He's like Ruben Diaz. He's composed. He's made for the big games. A big bonus with him is he's great at set pieces. I mean, he even scored against Curaçao in the 7-1 match. He scored from a beautiful corner kick. And I mean, that is what he's going to offer. How many times do Real Madrid score from corners? Especially in this season. This season that just passed, how many times did we score from a corner? I don't remember how many times. It's so rare. And that is kind of a problem. That shows you it's not the crosses because we have insane ball players, insane passes in the team. It is the fact that we don't have many tall centre-backs that are good in the air. Like look at Dienhausen. He's a tall centre-back, taller than most, but he's poor when it comes to aerial duels. So Nico Schlotterbeck is world-class all around. Like you're looking at these clips, this guy is a top-class centre-back. And we cannot pass this up. We can't waste this opportunity. Bring him in now. He's cheaper than most centre-backs at this moment because of his release clause. The easiest deal Real Madrid can make also because Real Madrid have a good relationship with Dortmund. So I think this move is going to happen and I'm excited for it to happen. Now even though there are so many positives we can take from him, there's also some negatives, not huge negatives, because he is quite aggressive in his tackling and that might be an issue sometimes. Sometimes he's overly aggressive. Sometimes he commits unnecessary fouls. So that is one thing. Another thing is, and this might be a good and a bad thing, he attempts crazy passes all the time. I think it's a good thing. I think it's more of a good thing than a bad thing that he puts so much passes into the attackers. Now the big question obviously is, how does he even fit in our team? How is he going to line up in our defense? So this is how I think the centre-back duo is going to be. It's going to be Nico Schlotterbeck in the left centre-back position, and then you're going to have Rudiger in the right centre-back position. So what you're going to have is Rudiger is going to be an aggressive centre-back, and then Schlotterbeck is going to be the more conservative one and the more ball-playing one, if you get what I'm saying. He's still gonna add some aggression. I believe Jose is gonna know how to use him. But this is the centre-back duo I think is gonna happen. I'm not gonna even put Kanata into this conversation. I will, however, put Dean Housen into this conversation, because what if we have this centre-back duo? Two insane ball-playing centre-backs. Now, to be honest, defensively, we might not be that strong. But ball-playing wise, when it comes to creativity, we are going to be insane if we have this duo in the centre-back positions. So when it comes to the Nico Schlotterbeck to Real Madrid signing, it gets a huge thumbs up from me. Real Madrid need to do it, Perez has to do it. And then our transfer window is kind of complete. Maybe we need still a central midfielder, or maybe a striker. We don't really know. But I think a centre-back is what we need, and I think it's going to be Nico Schlotterbeck. I think he's also going to have a fantastic World Cup. He has scored so far. Let's see how he does in the World Cup. And then we move on to some other news. Alvaro Carreras looks like he could be going to Chelsea. Now there's nothing concrete, but Chelsea are interested in him. And Chelsea just lost Marco Correa. They sold him now for 55 million. I think they can sign Carreras for like 50 million or 60 million. And I don't necessarily want him to leave because he's class, he's young. I think just because he had one bad game doesn't mean you need to sell him now. But if Chelsea comes in with a good bid and Real Madrid also looks like they're open to selling him, I think this deal is going to happen. And then on the other hand, it looks like Real Madrid are trying to terminate Ferland Mendy's contract. They're also looking to sell Fran Garcia. And then speaking of Cucurella, I know this is kind of an old performance, but in his latest performance against Cape Verde, it was a quite good performance from him. He played good. He was one of the most inspiring players there in Spain, because their team wasn't that great, to be honest. They weren't scoring. But Cucurella was definitely a positive in this match. And this is a good example of what he's going to do week in and week out when he does join Real Madrid. And then we also have some very interesting news reports that are kind of shocking in my opinion. It looks like José Mourinho is impressed with Franco. Franco Mastantuono is a player that we think is going to be loaned. He's a player that many Real Madrid fans don't like, to be honest. They think that he's not that good. However, I will argue he is good. He's only 18 and I feel like people are being too harsh on him. Now Jose sees potential in him. If Jose sees potential in you, I'm not going to argue. I will take back anything I've said about Franco. Because if Jose sees a talent in you, then you are a talent. How many talents has Jose Mourinho brought up? How many? There's so many. I can name them all. But Franco, I think maybe he should stay. I don't know where he truly fits in. I don't know if he's going to play at all. But if Jose is looking at him, then I'm for keeping Franco Mastantuono. And then I also saw some news reports Real Madrid are interested in Ayub Buhadi, which, let me just show you this performance real quick. This was against Brazil. And he had a masterclass of a performance. Definitely he is one to watch. He's an exciting player, but I've known about him since Real Madrid played against Leo. I believe he was like 16 or 17. This guy had an insane performance. But back then he wasn't even as mature as he is now. 2 years later and this guy is now cooking. And this guy looks like the next Rodri, the next Busquets. It's scary. Whatever team is going to pick him up, they're picking up a monster. That's just my opinion. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. I will be reading, will be responding. If you enjoyed the video, smash like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Peace out.